Hi everyone, my name is AhmerAnsari, and today I'm going to teach you about one of the most important economic concepts, otherwise known as the profit maximizing rule. So what exactly is the profit maximizing rule? Well, the profit maximizing rule is when you keep producing as long as the additional revenue is greater than the additional cost per unit. So an easier way to remember this is that you want to keep producing until MR equals MC. You want to keep producing until marginal revenue equals marginal cost. So for today's lesson, I have a marginal cost curve of a perfectly competitive market. And in real life, you're not going to find a perfectly competitive market such as this one, but that doesn't matter because this will be more than helpful for today's lesson. So if you look over here, we have marginal cost, and the marginal cost is the cost added by producing one additional unit of a product or service. And the formula for marginal cost is you take the percentage change in total cost and you divide that by the percentage change in quantity produced. So if you look at the marginal cost curve, you notice that there's a dip right here. This is known as the law of diminishing returns. The law of diminishing returns is a principle stating that profits or benefits gained from something will represent a proportionally smaller gain as more money or energy is invested into it. So an easy way to learn this is through an example. Let's say that you're running a lemonade stand. So at the start, when you're first producing, you might have the perfect amount of ingredients, and you're becoming more and more efficient at producing lemonade. But then soon enough, those ingredients run out, or you might become less efficient because you're becoming tired, or you decide to hire more laborers. All of these reasons can increase your marginal costs. So if you look right here, we have price, and then you'll see we have demand, average revenue, and marginal revenue are all equal. So in a perfectly competitive market, demand is price elastic. So when demand is perfectly elastic, the demand for the product is entirely dependent on the price of the product. Average revenue is referred to as the revenue that is earned per unit of output, and the marginal revenue is the net revenue a business earns by selling an additional unit of its product. So for average revenue, you'll see over here that to get average revenue, you just divide total revenue by quantity produced. And for marginal revenue, you take the percentage change in total revenue and divide that by the percentage change in quantity produced. So in a perfectly competitive market, because the price is constant, the demand curve, the average revenue, and the marginal revenue are all represented by the same horizontal line at the market price. So the question begs now is that how do you know how much to produce? Well, you want to keep producing until MR equals MC, because producing under that will leave profits to be made, and then producing over that will only make you lose money because your marginal costs are more than your marginal revenue. So it costs more to make your product than the revenue you're making from selling it, right? So then, if you'll notice right here, I haven't mentioned anything about ATC, otherwise known as the average total cost. And that's because it's actually not needed for the profit maximizing rule. What the average total cost is needed for, which is for profit. So the average total cost is referred to as the sum total of all production costs divided by the total quantity of output. So to get the average total cost, you take total costs and you divide them by quantity produced. So now let's look at an example where the average total cost is below marginal revenue. In this case, you'll need to find total revenue, which you would take price and you'd multiply that by quantity produced, and that would shade in this entire quadrant for you. And then you would look at total costs, which is average total cost times quantity produced, which would shade in the box right over here. And then to find profit, you would just subtract total revenue from total costs, and that would give you your profits up here. The thing with the profit maximizing rule is that producing under or over it will only decrease the size of your profit margins right here. So then, now let's look at if the ATC was above marginal revenue. And in this case, you're going to be losing money no matter what. But you would still want to follow the profit maximizing rule because producing under it or over it will only further increase your losses. But in this case, this isn't known as the profit maximizing rule. It's actually known as the loss minimizing rule. And well, the loss minimizing rule, the value for it is shaded in red here, but the most important part to always remember is that you always want to produce where MY equals MC. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you guys learned something. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.